Hi everyone, welcome to our class CJ511, Nature of Crime. Today I'm going to present criminological theories of crime in relation to a particular culture in a society. I would like to start my presentation with a short clip from one of the most successful TV series of all time that happens to be filmed in New Mexico. Let's watch this.
Happy birthday.
Chemistry. It is the study of change.
It is growth, then decay, then transformation.
You understood what I've just said to you?
Yes. Lung cancer. Inoperable. I'm thinking if you and I could partner up. You know the business. And I know the chemistry. You want to cook crystal meth? Something.
I personally picked the Breaking Bad clip because it portrays a lot of these theories and social issues that we're facing today. And that includes my topic today, which is American Dream, Anomie, and Strain Theory. But before we go to the main discussion, it is important to know a little bit of history and definitions of these theories. Anomie theory was introduced by French sociologist Émile Durkheim in 1893, a condition of instability resulting from a breakdown of standards and values. It is focused more on a macro-level analysis on explaining why some societies have higher crimes than others. Strain theory was introduced by American sociologist Robert K. Merton. He proposed that pressure derived from social factors that drives individuals to commit crime. It focused on a micro level in explaining why some individuals and groups within a society are more likely to engage in crimes than others. American Dream. Most of you who grew up in America probably know the meaning of American Dream. But historically speaking, the American Dream was rooted in the Declaration of Independence, where all men are created equal, with right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. James Adams in 1931 published the book The Epic of America, where he defines the American dream. He said that life should be better, richer, fuller for everyone, according to ability or achievement, regardless of social class or circumstances of social birth. However, the meaning of American dream have changed over the years. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I remember the first time I heard about American dream is from my dad. He told me that his sister is going to America as a nurse and pursuing her American dream. And from time to time, we would receive packages and pictures of my aunt from America, her having a new home, car, kids, and their travels. And as a young girl, that was my idea of American dream. Now, according to Burton, the meaning of American dream is it is a commitment to the goal of material success to be pursued by everyone in society under conditions of open individual competitions. Another scholars, Stephen Messner and Richard Rosenfeld, the author of Crime in American Dream, they wrote that there are 4 core values to the American Dream. One of the 4 core values to the American Dream is achievement. It means personal worth tends to be evaluated on the basis of what people achieved, rather than who they are or how they relate to others in social networks. Success is to a large extent the ultimate measure of social worth. There are pervasive cultural pressures to achieve at any cost. The second is individualism, or they call it make it on their own. In pursuit of success, people are encouraged to make it on their own. Fellow members of society are thus competitors in struggle for achievement, and ultimate validation of personal worth. The third one is universalism. In universalism, everyone is encouraged to aspire to social ascent. Everyone is susceptible to evaluation on the basis of individual achievements. As a consequence, the pressures to win are pervasive. No one is exempt. The fourth one is monetary rewards. American Dream sets a high priority on monetary rewards. In American culture, success is signified in a special way, the accumulation of monetary rewards. Merton is keenly aware of the high priority awarded to many in American culture. In some large measure, money has been consecrated a value in itself, one and above its expenditure for articles of consumption or its use for the enhancement of power. Merton's key point is not that Americans are uniquely materialistic. A strong inherent material well-being can be found in most societies. Rather, the distinctive feature of American culture is the preeminent role of money as the metric of success. Money is literally, in this context, a currency for measuring achievement. In sum, one consequence of this open, widespread, competitive, and anomic quest for success by any means necessary is high levels of crime. Merton also discussed the social structure and anomie. He argued that crime is the result of biological drives which are not adequately restrained by society. He further argued that there are inherent features of the American culture, of the American dream itself, that ultimately contribute to the high rates of crime deviance observed in the United States. Merton's provocative argument that there are inherent features of the American culture, of the American dream itself, that ultimately contribute to the high rates of crime deviance observed in the United States. Merton proposes that the American dream has been highly functional for society in certain respects. This culture is particularly effective in satisfying motivational requirements because it encourages high levels of ambition. But at the same time, there is a dark side to the American dream. It tends to promote anomic imbalance, wherein the importance of using the legitimate means is de-emphasized relative to the importance of attaining the desired cultural goals. Merton explains that this anomic tendencies derives ultimately from the very core value upon which American dream rests. Just like Merton, Mester, and Rosenfeld also explained the high rate of crime in the United States. They said that high crime stems partly from the fact that we encourage everyone to pursue the goals of monetary success, but place little emphasis on the legitimate norms for achieving such success. Messner and Rosenfeld also created the idea of institutional dynamic of crime. They argued that social institutions are the building blocks of whole societies. As such, they constitute the fundamental units of macro-level analysis. Institutions are relatively stable sets of norms and values, statuses and roles, groups and organizations that regulate human conduct to meet the basic needs of a society. These social needs to include the need to adapt to the environment, to mobilize and to deploy resources for the achievement of collective goals, and to socialize the members in the society's fundamental normative patterns. The social institutions included are the following. Number one is family, and the primary responsibility of the family is for the maintenance and replacement of members of the society. Tasks include setting the limits of legitimate sexual relations among adults, physical care, the nurturing of the children, socialization of the children in values, goals, and beliefs of the dominant culture. It also provides emotional support for its members. The family serves as a refuge from the tensions and stresses generated in other institutional domains. The second one is education. Education shares many of socialization functions of family, transmitting basic cultural standards to new generations, prepare youth for the demands of occupational roles, intended to enhance personal judgment, facilitate the development of individual human potential, and advance the general knowledge base of the culture. The third one is economic or the economy. Economy organizes the production and distribution of goods and services to satisfy the basic material requirements for human existence. The fourth one is the polity or the political system or the politics. The political system mobilizes and distributes power to attain collective goals. Collective purpose of special importance is the maintenance of public safety. Rosenfeld and Messner further argued that the four core elements of American Dream have their institutional underpinnings in the economy. They also developed the institutional anomie theory that was drawn from Merton. They argued that the economy penetrated the other social systems in the U.S. and that high crime rates in the U.S. is a collateral consequences of the American Dream, that the economy devalued other social institutions like the family, polity, and education. The U.S. is a capitalist. It is private ownership type of business. It controls the property. It has a free market mechanism for the production and distribution of goods and services. Capitalism is highly competitive for all those involved, the property owners and the workers alike. It naturally cultivates a competitive and innovative spirit that is common to all capitalist societies. But in America, it's exaggerated on the monetary success and unrestrained reception to innovation. The basic idea is that the anomic tendencies inherent in the American dream both produced and are reproduced by the institutional balance of power dominated by the economy. With all these anomic tendencies and imbalance that are inherent in the American dream, how do we cope or adapt from the strain? Merton suggests that there are 5 modes of adaptations from these strains. The first form of adaptation is conformity. It involves pursuing cultural goals through approved means. Conformists have accepted the goals of society and the approved ways of attaining them. The American dream, for example, is financial security through talent, schooling, and above all, hard work. The problem, as Merton saw it, is that not everyone who wants conventional success has the opportunity to obtain it. The second one is innovation. According to Merton, the strain between our culture's emphasis on wealth and the lack of opportunities for success may encourage some people, especially the poor, to engage in stealing, selling drugs, and other forms of street crime. Merton called this type of deviance innovation, using unconventional means, like dealing drugs, to achieve a culturally approved goal, like financial security. The third one is ritualism. It is another mode of adaptation. Ritualism is also prompted by an inability to reach cultural goals. In this mode, individuals reject the societal goals and instead work toward less lofty goals by institutionally approved means. Let's say, for example, one may treat a job as a form of security instead of using a job as a means to achieve success. A person who goes through the motions of college but has no real desire to use his or her education to realize the American dream would be another example. Ritualists go through the motions of everyday life and find salvation in scaled down ambitions. The fourth one is retreatism. Retreatism occurs when people reject both society's goals and the means to achieve these goals. These people choose to cut themselves off from the world, such as the drug addicts and homeless street people. And the last one is rebellion. Rebels are the persons who feel so strained by society that they want to replace both the goals and the means of achieving those goals. These individuals are those who go on one step farther than retreatists, forming a counterculture supporting alternatives to the existing social order. Anarchists and various militant groups would be an example of this mode of adaptation. Now let's go back to Breaking Bad TV series. I know Breaking Bad is a fiction because none of these things really happened. Some parts of the story may be events taken from real life, and certainly there are drug dealers and chemists, lawyers and businessmen, but this story has never happened in this exact timeline. But as they say, truth or reality is stranger than fiction. Similar or worse than Breaking Bad stories are out there in our society. But that is not the main point. The point is, whether fiction or not, people are affected by social factors that motivates or cause them to commit crime. Let's say, for example, Walter White, the chemist, teacher, a family man. What motivation he has to become a criminal? How about people like Jesse Pinkman, who is a drug addict, whose deviance and delinquency is seen in our society today? What are their motivations to commit crime? What about the comical lawyer Saul Goodman, who is supposed to uphold the law but is the one breaking the law? What is his motivation for committing the crime? What about Gus Fring, who is a highly respected business owner and dealing with drug cartels at the same time? What is his motivation to commit a crime? All the characters that I've mentioned here are all criminals, from being a teacher, from being a drug addict, lawyer, business owner. Indeed, criminal comes in any walks of life, and their motivations to commit crime may differ from one another. But according to the scholars mentioned in this presentation, it is the American dream's core values, especially on the emphasis of monetary success, are the reasons why people commit crime and why United States has higher crimes compared to other capitalist societies. In reflection, where are we heading to with our American dream? Have we achieved our American dream? Or it is called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. This is the end of my presentation. I hope you can all pull out a great discussion about my presentation and the theories that are mentioned here. At the same time, share your thoughts and criticisms with regards to these theories and the culture of American dream. Thank you everyone for watching and good luck.